Red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news, just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it, plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. Female voices in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the Ladies in Red.
Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. I am back with another solo show, hoping that you're all doing wonderfully well. It is tipping down the rain where I am, but hopefully the weather's a bit better where you are as well. Now, there's plenty to talk about, to be fair, even though not much has changed. There's been a lot of rumours that have been coming out about this whole Jong deal, and I'm obviously going to delve into that. I also want to talk Ronaldo as well. I also want to talk at any other possible incomings that you guys can see come to United. And as well as that, I am going to answer some of your questions. I do want to do a bit of a Q&A. As you know, I am going to Egypt, so I am away for a week, so I wanted to get this content out today. And yeah, so any questions that you guys want to ask away in the chat as well, and I'll answer as much of them as possible. But firstly, the video is based on it. Frankie de Long, as I like to call it, because we've been talking about this for a long time, which is so frustrating. But yeah, apparently, rumours coming out yesterday that Javi has asked de Jong to take a pay cut in order to stay at Barcelona, and apparently he's very much open to the idea of doing that, of staying at his dream club and having a pay cut. So in terms of us United fans, it is so frustrating, a bit embarrassing as well, if we are having all of our eggs in that one basket. I mean, Curtis has just said there 12 weeks. This has been going on for 12 weeks, and we are no closer to it by the looks of it, because apparently he's willing to take a pay cut to stay at Barcelona. Now, the only thing that I will say about this whole situation is that Frankie de Jong obviously has got a good relationship with Ten Hag. He's worked with him in the past. They're very familiar with each other. Apparently, they talk on the phone quite a lot. Daily was what was reported earlier. Surely, if there's been no inkling from Frankie de Jong that he's willing to leave, if there's been no conversation with Ten Hag, why would we pursue him for so long unless there is something in it? Like, surely we are not that foolish as a club to chase one player who openly has said many times he doesn't want to come to us, has openly hinted that he wants to stay at Barcelona. Now he's even willing to take a pay cut to stay at Barcelona. Surely something has got to have been said, because why on earth would we stay in this for so long and not be looking elsewhere? Because let's face it, we haven't really been linked to any other midfielders bar Christian Eriksen other than Frankie de Jong throughout this whole window, which has been so frustrating. And I'm just scratching my head a little bit thinking, if there's been no conversation with Ten Hag, if there's been no communication in the background from Frankie, and after all this is done and we still don't get him at the end of the window, then what on earth have we been doing? Because this is it's shambolic, really, when you think that we've been chasing this player for a long time. 2 weeks before the season starts, we're still no closer to signing him, which is so frustrating, isn't it? Curtis, hello to you. Said I said over a month ago. He said he would take a pay cut to stay. He said it months ago. Just bringing a proper DM, says Brooke. Man United TV, thank you so much. Hope you are doing well. Diego said, could this be the most vital week in Man United's transfer window? And should the Man United board wait for Frankie de Jong until January transfer window? See, for me, before we signed anybody else in this window, we should have been looking at that midfielder. Like last season, we needed a midfielder. The season before that, we needed a midfielder. Polo FC, we've been known as, because we've got absolutely nothing in the middle. And it's true, we've had nothing in the middle for a long time now. No real quality. Ironically, that was the first position you should have looked at, and it's going to looking like it's going to be the last position we recruit in, because we've held out so long on Frankie de Jong. And whether it's Frankie de Jong or someone else, surely we need to buy in that area. We can't just wait another season or half a season without that midfield, you'd think, because we're so far behind in that department. It's unreal. And I know we're strengthened by bringing Eriksen in, of course, but we still need that partner for him. Now, look, a lot of people are saying that maybe Fred can step up into that, maybe McTominay can step into that. Even so, we still need squad depth. We've looked at our bench and we know we still need to build our depth in our squad. It's no good bringing players on who are nowhere near the quality. We need players who are of quality, and we haven't had that in our midfield for a long time, and I think we're all open to see that. Not waiting until January, for de Jong. We will be smashed apart in the league by then, with no guarantees. Of course, like for me, it's too long to wait. Nice hair, Soph reminds me of Bjork. I've had Princess Leia. A few people say that as well. Yeah, I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I'll be honest, it's just a lazy hairdo from me today. I'm in one of them. I'm on one of them moods. I'm feeling positive today. Acid said, evening, Soph. Hope you are well. Have to agree with Curlis. Although I never wanted him anyway, I'd rather just get Neves and Tielemans for the same money. Waste of time. And Frankie de Jong would flop in the Premier Leagues anyway. Interesting point there. Interesting. Sully, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that super chat. So I'm happy he ain't coming. We can't keep making Di Maria, Pogba, Sanchez mistakes. I want players that don't get nasty for the badge. I mentioned this a while ago. So did it change many people's opinions of the fact that he's openly said he wants to stay at Barcelona? He's openly hinted that he doesn't want to come to United. Do we really want to play where he doesn't want to be here? And I know the situation with Barcelona could eventually force him out. And we are the best fit. We are the best fit if he is forced out of Barcelona, because obviously Ten Hag's there, because of how long we've been chasing him, of course. But then Chelsea are also creeping around it as well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him ditch us and go to Chelsea after all this as well. But yeah, it's the amount of time it's taken for me. Like I say, that should have been our priority. Midfield should have been the first signing that we got. We didn't, and 2 weeks before the season starts, never would have thought we'd have been still looking for that midfielder. Now let's think about the options who are out there instead of Frenkie de Jong. Say we don't get Frenkie de Jong. Who else is out there? So we've already mentioned there, we've got Neves, I know he's played at Scamacca, Lima, Declan Rice, I'm going to put that even though I know is ridiculous money. Tielemans and Milinkovic-Savic are really the names that are being boasted around. In the chat, let me know who, if we didn't get Frenkie, which is looking more and more likely, who will we go for then? Or who would you like to see us go for in that midfield in terms of realistic options right now? There's more De Jong quotes about how he hates Manchester. Yeah, I read a quote the other day about him saying about Manchester. Static, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Aikvin, hello to you. Sending love your way. Happy birthday to your dad. Thank you so much. I will be seeing my dad shortly. I'll definitely pass that on. Appreciate that. So now Sangare, for me, that's with Neves and Tielemans. See, what is it? 80 million the value in Neves at now? Something like that, 80 mil. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Anyone think that this is now all about Murto saving face? Could be, because like I said, we've been chasing him for 12 weeks. If we don't get him now, then that will be really embarrassing money. But surely we've got to have people in the background. We've got to have a list of people, like a B option, a C option. Doesn't look that way at the moment. One playing in starting 11, Hannibal. He's got the balls to fight for the badge, more passion and pride than anyone else I've seen. Is he ready for that step up acid in Euros, do you think? He's a player that excites me. He's a player that I agree with you. Like when he comes on the pitch, he has that fight, that passion, that desire, bit of a wild card. I see a lot of people saying Lima. A lot of people are saying Lima, and I would take him for sure. Tielemans is an interesting one. A lot of people believe that we were linked with him at the start, and now it kind of seems like Arsenal bound. I'd be happy if we signed him. Would you be happy then? Obviously, we have already got a midfielder. Let's not forget we have got Christian Eriksen. If we sign someone like Tielemans, like for me, that still isn't enough though. Not of the mould of centre mid that we need. Savage is the best option since Man United TV. We need ready-made talent right now. He's technically brilliant, an unknown quantity. We need that right now, and people who put in the work. Lima going to Bayern, we blew that chance. Seems that way, doesn't it? He hasn't gone yet, but yeah, it does definitely seem that way. And I know that he was fairly cheap as well, which is frustrating, isn't it? But midfield is a big worry for me going into this new season. Not only midfield, but also going forwards. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo, I have to talk about it. He put out a picture the other day whilst United were actually playing of him exercising and whatnot. Rumours are now that we have apparently we are open to the idea of him going out on loan this season to a club that has Champions League football, and then extended his contract for another year. So hopefully we get in Champions League this season, and then we get Ronaldo back for the competition. Now, in the chat, let me know how you feel about that. I can't quite get my head around that. I mean, how old would Ronaldo be at that point? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Well, it makes sense logistically, but surely we can't be genuinely serious about that. I don't get it. I don't get it. But obviously, if Ronaldo does go, we need to think about replacements for him as well. So not only is the midfield looking short, but obviously going forwards as well. Martial has done well in pre-season, but how long will that last? We can't rely on Martial throughout the whole season. No doubt about it. And we need more competition for places there. Do we look at getting another centre forward, or do we look at going the more, I don't know, more open way and more fluid way, you'd say, having someone like Anthony, so we rotate. We don't have an out number 9 as such. We have a fluid front three, which is what I would like to see. Do we then maybe go to look at someone like Anthony, who's no secret he wants to come to United, and we obviously are interested in him as well? Is it a case like that's a domino deal? So once Ronaldo goes, then Anthony comes in, and would you be happy with him coming out? Bonkers. And are we getting Champions League football without him? Very good point. I think that very much hinges on us getting Champions League football, doesn't it? Which is not guaranteed at all by any stretch. Yeah, I can't really get my head around that. I feel Barca waits for De Jong to put transfer requests so they don't have to give him loyalty bonuses regardless, says Roberto. Could be true. But it's how long it's taking for it. It's so frustrating. It's how long. Like, surely, like as a manager, Ten Hag, you want your squad kind of sorted before pre-season ends, before the season starts. To not have one of the most crucial positions that we have needed to strengthen in time for the season is just mind-boggling to me when we've had all pre-season to sort it. So he said, like I said, I only want players who want to be here, can't be messed up again. And Didi is not a bad shape, to be fair. And Didi's not a bad shape. How much would he be? Is that 25 mil you're saying there? Or is that his age? I don't even know how old Ndidi is. But yeah, Ndidi wouldn't be a bad shape, obviously, from Leicester. But again, how much are Leicester going to rinse us for him, should I say? And that's our own fault as well for waiting so long into the window as well, by the way, before making a decision on getting certain players in. As usual, we've taken too long with dilly-dally, then we're going to get punished for it. Bring him back. Would he be 39? Yeah, probably would be, wouldn't he? That's what I'm saying. Like, a season is a long time. A season is a long time. He isn't the Ronaldo that we know of old. It's a bit of a risk to let him go for another season elsewhere and then come back, isn't it? Like, so late into his career as well. Hi, Sophie. Hope you are well. On situation with Jong, I would have walked away from the deal ages back. Play Barcelona at their own game, double bluff. Yeah, I agree. I also agree with this. We waited too long, which means now that we now have to pay over the odds. Yeah, it's frustrating because we see it far too often. I mean, with Harry Maguire, same kind of situation. We're linked to numerous players, end up getting Harry Maguire towards the end of the window and paying ridiculous money for him when we probably could have got him for less or someone better for less. Not probably, definitely, to be fair. Enzo Fernandez was my wildcard shape, but he went to Benfica, gutted. What's we've left, I would say, with Locatelli, Paredes, Guido Rodriguez, and Tonali. Tonali would be a great shout. But I just can't see us getting him. Just get Ronaldo now and then think about it again next summer. See, the Ronaldo situation, we've mentioned it many times already. We want players who want to be at this club. We want players who want to be here. Is it worth us then keeping an unhappy Ronaldo to then upset the whole dressing room? Probably not. And that's the kind of crappy situation he's left us in by waiting until July to then tell us, oh, I want out. Why didn't he tell us at the end of the season so we all knew where we stood? I think the fact that he left it so late, which is what I mentioned in my last show, that's what hurts the most about this Ronaldo news. Why not tell us straight away? Hinted at the end of the season and whatnot that he was staying. To then wait till I remember it was on my birthday, July the 4th. I remember at my party, people coming up to me saying Ronaldo's going, and that was when the news broke that he had decided that he wanted to leave United. And that was frustrating. We cannot keep a player who's unhappy, surely, no matter who it is. So that's why we're in a bit of a sticky situation with that Ronaldo one there. But yeah, Sesko is another player we've been linked to. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about him. If anyone in the chat can enlighten me, I know he plays for Salzburg. Obviously, he's a striker. I believe he said a quote saying he was better than Haaland and whatnot. So he obviously backs himself. But he's a young player who we've been linked with. Sesko from Salzburg, centre forward. Another option maybe if Ronaldo goes as well. And yeah, like I say, if anyone in the chat wants to enlighten me on that, I've heard positive things about him, but for me, that's the kind of player we should be looking for. Players who tend to go under the radar, or players who are quite new into their career, who are quite unknown. We should be pouncing on them players. Andrew said, very young, big and strong, not seen him much. Sesko isn't ready for the Premier League yet, says Acid. Top draw young striker, one for the future. I would snap him up now. So that's what I want to hear. Is he one of them players who in the future could be? Acid said he's not ready yet, but maybe he could be. Is that the kind of player that we should be taking a gamble on right now with the situation that we're in? Ross says, I get the frustration with the Jong deal, but the gaffer wants him, so I'm staying positive. And I respect you for that, Ross. I completely respect you. And that's why I said earlier, like, why would we as a club be hanging on over this if there hadn't been some kind of inkling, some conversation with Ten Hag? Like, for me, there has to have been something. Surely we're not that stupid. Teams would only want Ronaldo for shirt sales. Football's a business nowadays, though. Football's a business. Like, of course, teams would want Ronaldo for that, but obviously his wages and what. If he goes on loan, how much of his wages are we going to be covering? That's another thing, isn't it? Like the wage bill. In 2 years, he will be an 80 million transfer. I'm guessing you talk about Sesko there. Best thing to do for Sesko is to sign him and loan him to Dortmund or Ajax. Well, that's a perfect kind of club, isn't it, for a young, upcoming striker. I want to send best wishes as well to Haller, by the way, because I saw the news regarding Haller that Dortmund put out, and obviously sending best wishes to him and hope he recovers fully. We are keeping Ronaldo for shirt sales, let's be honest. True. And goals. Let's not forget how many goals he scored last season as well. We can't really ignore the fact that he did score a lot of goals in a very poor team. But Anthony, I want to talk about him because if it is a case that Ronaldo goes and we don't sign someone like Sesko, we don't sign a centre forward, we do sign someone like Anthony, so we would have more of a rotating front three. Would you guys be happy with that? I mean, Anthony's a player that I would love to see at United, that kind of player who's going to get on the edge of your seat, give us something a bit different. And he's keen to come, which is a big thing as well. He's keen to come to United. I just want to say as well, guys, get your questions in the chat. I will do some general questions. Doesn't have to be United based, just any questions, a bit of a Q&A, because like I say, I am on holiday for a week, so I want to kind of make it up to you guys that I am going to be away. I will be releasing a few short videos and whatnot, but in terms of content, it will be a week until I'll be back live with you guys. United don't get any money off shirt sales though, so that isn't true. I've seen a few games online, so it's quality in the making. I can't act like I'm a genius or an expert on Sesko. I can't say that. But what I do like about that deal is it's a player, like I say, who's kind of under the radar. It's not like playing an obvious, and a player that hopefully in a few years will be worth a lot of money. So that would make sense to me, especially with our striker going. So I'd be happy with that. But we shall see what happens. I wanted to mention as well, the Lionesses obviously are playing tomorrow in the semi-final against Sweden. I am going to be in Egypt, so I'm not sure how much of that I will catch, but I am going to try my best to watch it. And obviously, you guys as well, please go and support the Lionesses because it's a big achievement to get there. And if we can get into that final, just imagine how special that would feel. So, yeah, big up to the Lionesses, and hopefully they can do a job and do a number on Sweden tomorrow. But it's going to be a tough game for sure. We didn't keep chasing Timber. As soon as he said he didn't want to come, we moved on. I agree with you that there's more to it. I reckon he's probably said to the gaffer that he wants to come. There's got to be something. Like, for us to be clinking on so long, I just have to think there's got to be something. Has to be something. But who knows, with the way that the board and the way that transfers have been run in the past, who knows. But in terms of what we've got in so far, obviously we will get to see hopefully Martinez soon. We will get to see Eriksen soon, which would be nice. Malacia's had a fairly positive start, you would say, as well. But yeah, that midfield, it just really concerns me. Really concerns me. Egypt in this heat, brave. I hope it was better than when I was there. Yeah, it is going to be so hot. Yeah, preparing myself for that. Obviously, we did have a bit of practice in England last week with the heat wave that we had as well. But yeah, we are. Yeah, I'm gonna be hot. Let's just say that I'm gonna be hot. Plenty of cocktails. I'm sure will keep me hydrated, though, girls. I'm sure. United need a centre back, a right back, CDM, centre mid, right wing, and a backup striker. We're not going to get all them now. We're not going to get all them. Naeem, thank you so much, and I hope you are doing well. But we sell millions of shirts. The clubs make cash off names printed. Think about it. The Lionesses will bring football back home. I'm sure of it. Diego, I hope you are right. I really do. I mean, what an achievement that would be. So if you don't wear a United shirt in Egypt, Salah fans will be on you. And Curtis said avoid the Nile cruise. If anyone has been to Egypt, let me know in the chat what your experiences are, where I should go, what I should do. I didn't plan on doing a Nile cruise, to be fair, Curtis. I didn't plan on that. I am going to go quad biking in the desert, though. That's one thing for sure. I'm definitely going to do. I'm looking forward to. I've never been there, and I like experiencing new places. And yeah, Egypt's just one of them that I'm going to tick off my list. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But the heat is going to be mad. I know there's been some shark attacks where I'm going as well, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Good evening, so thanks so much for the Harry Potter present. Love it. I'm glad you got it, Doug. I'm glad you got it. And thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you are doing well. But yeah, you'll have to send me a picture when it's all lit up because I think it will look pretty cool. And a quote on it as well, as you said, is one of the best from the movies. JJB is not still around, no. JJB is not still around. And what are your thoughts on the teams that might line up for the weekend's friendlies? 2 separate 11s. I don't think we'll rotate as much, if I'll be honest. I don't think I'd rotate as much because now this is where Ten Hag surely needs to be planning for the new season. He needs to be planning his ideal starting 11, and ideally, obviously, once Frankie in that may not happen. So I don't think we'll rotate as much. I think we'll see less substitutions made because obviously, like I say, he's got to get his team ready for the start of the season. So yeah, I'm not expecting 2 separate 11s. Not like that, really. I think soon we'll start to see players going out on loan and whatnot as well, which gives us a better idea of young players who will be rotated in. But yeah, I think we'll be seeing more linked to his strongest 11 in the coming friendly, should I say. Abel says, hello, Sophie. Long time no see. Hope you are well. Egypt is amazing. Luxor and Cairo is amazing. Thank you so much for that, Abel. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you are doing well too. Get that back to 15. I swear I'll get paler in the sun. Honestly, I just do not tan hard. I mean, I've been out in it, obviously, when we had the heat wave, and you wouldn't think it. Like, I swear there's a thing where I'll just get paler. But I will be putting on the factor 50 for sure. Did you enjoy the wham bar that came with your Real Madrid shirt, lol? I know, I haven't had it yet. Here's a question to the chat. Chocolates or sweets? I'm definitely more of a chocolate person than sweets. I haven't had it. I will have it at some point. I'm not saying I don't like them, but if I had to choose, I would go definitely chocolate over sweets. Let me know in the chat. I've been, it was amazing. Got to go to the pyramids. It was awesome. Avoid the cruise. The flies on the carcasses are sickening. Millions of them. Oh, yeah, I don't want to see that. Don't want to see that. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hello to George. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Soph, I said it a month ago. We were never getting De Jong. It's looking that way, isn't it? It's frustrating. So frustrating. Where do United take the plug into the De Jong deal? Ages ago, I would have. Ages ago, if I'm honest. But it seems never at the moment. It seems never ending, doesn't it? And George says De Jong is being delivered by pigeon mail if the pigeon was also dead. I don't know what's going on with it. I do not know what's going on with it. It's so frustrating. Let's see what you guys are about saying about chocolate or sweets. Chocolate as long as you chill it. Oh, Curlers, are you one of these people who keeps the chocolate in the fridge? How many people in the chat keep their chocolate in the fridge? Chocolate over sweets all day. Diego says chocolates. George says I don't eat either chocolates or sweets, even though I love them. So what do you eat, George? What do you eat? How do you compensate for that? Andrew says peanut, M&Ms or crunchies. Crunchies are good. Lord Bragg says definitely chocolate. Can't beat a whole nut. You know what? Yeah, list your favourite chocolates in the chat. I want to see something here. So my favourite chocolate. I love Kinder chocolate. So like a Bueno, for example, or even at my age, a Kinder Egg. I mean, you can't beat that really. A Dairy Milk Caramel is a good shape. Whole Nut's a good shape, to be fair. But if I had to choose my favourite, I'd probably go for a Kinder. I mean, Ross there, that's an easy one for me. Top 3. Okay, so Kinder. I mean, Cadbury's is just, yeah, Cadbury's just classing it. And I've got to go with a typical Dairy Milk because you just can't beat it. And then my third favourite, probably a Whisper Gold, you know. A Whisper Gold, you can't beat it. Red Devil prefers chocolates as well. George says ice cream. Yeah, I do like ice cream. I'm a mint choc chip fan. I like most ice creams, but mint choc chip is my favourite. Yes, Soph, for chill mine, I've gone off you. Peppermint Aero and a topic. You know what though? You made it. You redeemed yourself there with a mint Aero. I've got to say, you redeemed yourself a bit there, Curlers. Top 3 Kinder Egg, Mars bar, and a Milky Bar. Do you remember when Mars bars used to be like a whole meal though? They used to be like have the duo ones and the massive. Now they're like snack size. Yeah, everything's just got tiny. But yeah, Mars is a good shout as well. I just like chocolate. What can I say? I just like chocolate. Move on from De Jong. I'm tired of all these rumours. Less action, more talk. Yeah. I think we've all had enough of it. Frankie DeLong, as I said earlier. Twix Maltesers, Kit Kat Smarties, and Milky Bar buttons. I tell you now, though, I hope everyone agrees with me on this. Maltesers taste so much better out of a box. You know, when you get like a box for your birthday or for Christmas, someone buys you a box of Maltesers, they taste so much better than they do out of a packet. And I stand by that. Lion Bar, followed by a Whisper. Lion Bars are good as well. Fruit and Nut beats Dairy Milk, Sophie. Come on, Fruit and Nut. Whole Nut, Fruit and Nut, sorry. I don't know. My granddad's a big fan of Fruit and Nut, though. My granddad loves Fruit and Nut. Whole Nut, a flake and an ice cream. Flake and an ice cream. A crunchy, but Susan banned me from having them. She's kind of evil that way. We are back on, and so yes, smaller for more money. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Maltesers are a good show. They are. Frankie taking too long. Yeah, De Jong is a centre back now. I saw pictures of him in goal in training and stuff as well. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people jumping on that on Twitter. After eights, good again. Look, after eights, Ferrero Rochers are like a celebratory chocolate for me. Like especially Ferrero Rochers. Every birthday or Christmas, my nan gets me Ferrero Rochers. It's kind of a tradition. But then after eights, always around Christmas time. But yeah, definitely a good shout. The packaging as well in those little pouches, just something about them. White or milk? I'll probably go with traditional milk, but the white one is top tier as well. Yeah, that's a hard question. Favourite Haribo variety? See, the only time I'll really eat sweets is genuinely before a football match on a Sunday. So like yesterday, what did I have? I had some wine gums before football. And at half time and stuff, I'll snack on some sweets. Haribo's, is it is it a super mix where you get the little white milk bottles? Them ones. They're my favourite ones. Timeout says Beef Bully or Arrows. United need to walk away from the De Jong deal so that Ten Hag can concentrate on getting a player that really wants to join United, and I think they're a better team without Ronaldo, says Philip. The Ronaldo situation, look, I wouldn't say I'm over it because I'm still gutted by it, but for me, it was more the timing of it. If we get a striker in, I'll feel a bit more content, and I don't want to say striker, someone like Anthony, another attacker in, where we can play more of a fluid system. I just don't think we can solely rely on Martial to get us the goals this season. That's the only thing. Ronaldo, look, I don't want to keep any player who doesn't want to stay at United, whether it be Ronaldo, whether it be Pogba, whether it be anybody. Like, I want players who want to be at the club, and that's where I stand on that. Jong is a new Mascherano. So someone said Mikel earlier as well. Lint balls are good as well. Again, celebratory chocolate. Milk chocolate cups. Do I remember them? You know what? I don't think I do. I might need to send me a picture of that on Twitter. Maybe I'll need to see it. Wine gums we are well and truly back on. The black ones. Yeah, wine gums are just class, aren't they? They're just class. Kiddies super mix. Pork chops, freshly grilled ribs, says Roberto. See, now this is the video I like, the Friday night ones you used to do. Yeah, get your questions in. I like to get to know you guys. Get your questions in, random questions. So far we've been talking about top 3 chocolates. Ice cream flavours, I told you that mint chocolate chip for me, but I do like most ice cream, to be fair. I'm just a big fan of it. Martial's other issue, he has a poor injury record, and when relying on him, exactly, like, one, consistency from the goal, like Tony Partial, he had that nickname from me for a reason, because he vanishes in and out of games and in and out of seasons. I hope he can be consistent. He's been great pre-season. If he can maintain that, fantastic. But I'm just saying we can't put all our eggs in one basket again, like we seem to be with Frankie de Jong, and hope that Martial is the answer to all our problems, because he just simply isn't. And fitness is, like you said, there is obviously another concern as well. We can't seem to walk away from this deal. So if we don't get de Jong, are we happy to accept that we tried? Bullshit, not me. Of course we won't be happy with it. That's why there's so much pressure on getting this deal done. And someone said earlier, are we staying in its safe face? The only other reason I can think why we're hanging on to this is because there has been some kind of signal from Frankie in Ten Hag's direction. Why else would we be clinging on after being told so many times he wants to stay at Barcelona? I can't quite get my head around it. So I'm hoping that we can resolve it. But if he's willing to take a pay cut to stay at Barcelona, then surely what clearer message do we need than that? Martial's, we've already done that one. Martial's injury record. We can't seem to walk away from it. There we go. Alex, United need to stop chasing players for a long time. We always drag out signings and kiss out on other targets. And miss out, I guess you mean by that. Miss out on other targets because of it. Totally agree. Realistically, where do you think we'll finish next season? I think 6th based on low number of players that we'll have. It's not a bad shout, Vlad. It's not a bad shout. I'm hoping. I mean, we should obviously be aiming to win Europa League. That's what we should be aiming to do, that to get back into the Champions League. It's concerning though, because teams in and around us are strengthening. And I know we laugh at teams that are in and around us in the past, but right now we can't really laugh at anybody until we've got the positions that we need. And chasing de Jong all summer to then not get anybody would be one of the most embarrassing things, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I'll say 6th. I'll say 6. I agree with you on that, but I still think that we need to strengthen, and I don't think it's going to be easy to get that because, like I say, teams in and around us are getting better as well. Mint feasts are good. Classic feasts are good, to be fair. Anyone remember baking cocoa pops? Yeah, and obviously cornflake cakes as well. Cornflake cakes are always the one. Oh, you're making me hungry now. I do remember that. Also, is the Ten Hag saga over de Jong showing a weakness? I think so. We can't be happy going into the season with what we have. Totally. I can't believe that the club hasn't sued Cavani for his wages last season. Martial has sulking problems, otherwise a great talent. Yeah, like in pre-season, I'll be honest, he's been really positive. He's got a smile on his face. He's been fantastic, but can he keep that up, Roberto? I think that's the big point, can he maintain that? Of course, we all hope he can, but previous seasons and previous experience tells us that he can't, so hopefully he can. From what you've seen so far, what makes our best 11? So that means I can't put Eriksen in there and I can't put Martinez in there because I haven't seen them. So De Gea in goal. From what I've seen so far, I haven't seen Wan-Bissaka in pre-season, really. So I'll probably go Delo. Varane. Boye. I'm trying to think on what I've seen. And Varane isn't... I can't really comment too much. He's only have a little brief spell, but yeah, I'm just being biased towards Varane, to be fair. Left back, Luke Shaw. Midfield, I hate to say it, it's been McFred. Bruno Fernandes, Sancho. I don't think Lassie starts right now for me. As much as I want him to, I don't think he starts right now, so that's why I haven't said him just yet. Sancho, Rashford, and Martial up front. I'm saying Varane there, like I'm being biased. We haven't really seen much of him. I think I'm basing it on what I know of Varane in the past. Let's be fair on form. I'd probably put Lindelof in there with Boye, to be fair, right now. On form. Is that me being really harsh? I'm not saying that's what we're going to see and what I expect to see. I'm just saying from pre-season, that's probably what I'll say. Eriksen, like I say, I'll probably come into that. Martinez, you would expect to come into that as well. But yeah, I'm just saying on what I've seen, really. I mean, and which is scary because there's not many changes from last season. And look what we saw last season. But we have got a new manager and we have to be patient, of course. Yeah, I agree on Blue. That's what I'm saying. I'm being a bit biased for that one. Maybe I should say Boye and Lindelof, to be fair. Would your dad be bothered if we take Ruben? My dad fully expects us to take Ruben Neves. He said it last season. He said, you know, where Neves will go, he'll go to United. Then obviously it's kind of went quiet on that, but my dad always expected him to come. To United. So, and my dad, I always say, he has got a soft spot for United because obviously I'm a big United fan. And I think if Neves left to go anywhere, I think he would like to see him in a United shirt as well, genuinely. So yeah, I think that'll happen. I think Eriksen over Bruno. Be interested to see what happens with that. Or will Eriksen play a bit further back? Ross says, I don't want Tielemans. He went missing last season. And while I get that he might have wanted a move, not the kind of energy that we need. It's an interesting point. Depends now that pre-season will be overtimes to really rate the players. As long as I see attacking football, the players fighting for every ball next season, I don't care where we finish, to be honest. As Vlad, I think that's kind of signifying what we witnessed last season and how disheartening we were, doesn't it? Next season, our centre-back pairing will be called Mama. Santiago, hello to you. Hope you're having a great Monday. I am, thank you, and I hope you are well too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Who remembers a Chocky McClare? What's a Chocky McClare? Anyone in the chat remember a Chocky McClare? I know a Cream McClare, but I don't know a Chocky McClare. Neves has been asking for a United move since January. We need to land him now. I would love Neves. I'd be well happy with that meal. That meal? So told you got me feeling hungry. I'd be well happy with that deal for sure. I think he adds quality to us. He adds leadership to us. Yeah. Sophie, what are your thoughts on the Euros tournament? I've been really impressed with the crowd attendances so far, in my opinion. Yeah, static, I think it's been great. Really good atmosphere. Oh, Brian McClare. I told you I'm still thinking about cakes and stuff. Yeah, of course I know Brian McClare. I was still thinking about cakes and chocolates. You lot have just warped my mind. Yeah, the Euros, the crowds are fantastic. I think that it's a great advert for women's football. I think the standard, I mentioned this before, as a female footballer, like, I'll be honest, I didn't really like watching women's football. Because obviously, I feel bad saying this, but I felt like it was too slow. I felt like it was too passive, having no fans there and stuff as well. The atmosphere wasn't good. But yeah, now to see now it's really grown. The tempo is much better. The girls are a lot more physically fit as well. And the standard has just gone up so many notches from me growing up and watching it on TV, which is fantastic. And I'm not discrediting obviously players of the past. I'm just saying that I think the standard. I know. I just didn't click because obviously I was thinking about we've been having conversations about chocolates and cakes and ice cream. I immediately went into the dessert category, and I apologise for that. Of course, I do know Brian McClare. Yeah, blonde moment. What can I say? Blonde moment. But yeah, in terms of Euros, obviously I've mentioned already the semi-finals are tomorrow, and I obviously am sad in one sense because I'm going to be in Egypt, so I'm not going to fully be able to watch it. I probably will be landing not long around that time. But as soon as I get to Egypt, as soon as I get a bit later, I'm going to do my best to watch a bit of it as well. Sophie, what do you think of SMS instead of De Jong? I mean, we've already gone through so many targets. I'm so frustrated with the whole midfield situation because there's many players who I would have liked us to sign. You all know that I was screaming for Declan Rice at the start of the window. The money, obviously, we got price tag to it, and I totally agree that we shouldn't pay that kind of fee for a player. But clinging on so long for a midfielder, and if he doesn't eventually come, that's a frustrating thing for me. But we need to strengthen that midfield. I think out the options, Neves would be the one that I'd probably say. Out of the options, I'd probably go for Neves, to be honest with you. But yeah, Millie brought. I always say this, you know. She reminds me so much of Harry Maguire, and I don't want to be offensive towards Millie Bright when I say that. I mean it in the nicest way possible in her playing style. She really does remind me of Harry Maguire, and she has been absolutely solid, by the way, in this tournament. I wanted to point that out. I think she's been solid. Isn't it weird that Barcelona are buying all these players but can't pay De Jong what he's owed? Typical Barcelona, makes no sense. He's been treated awfully, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He has been treated awfully by the club, 100%. Profiteroles. See, I told you we were talking about desserts. Profiteroles are a good shout as well. And we had the whole chocolate discussion. Have we had the biscuit discussion before? I'm not even sure. Chocolate digestives all the way for me, probably. Then I'd probably say bourbons, custard creams, maybe third place. That's probably my top 3 biscuits. I'm going to add that in there as well. I agree with you, Sophie. 100% get Neves. Yet Neves is just, for me, he's Premier League proven. He's still fairly young. He's at the right age. He's been a leader for a long time. Obviously, captain to Portugal, captain to Wolves. I just feel like he fits the bill for us, really, and his passing ability is second to none. He's a great player. And yeah, I don't feel we'd have really any. A lot of people are doubting whether Frankie would make it in the Premier League. I think he would. I think he's a quality player, but there's no doubts with Neves because you know that he's been there, he's done that, he's got a t-shirt. So I would be happy with Neves, definitely. But again, it's a lot of money, isn't it, that they're quoting? It's a lot of money. United need to start doing what my team Liverpool does in a transfer window, getting them in as early as possible. Philip, I agree with you. And it's so frustrating. Like I say, we've needed a midfielder for a long time and still not have one now. Yeah, so frustrating. I do agree with that, Philip. Chocolate, caramel, hobnobs, chocolate, caramel, digestives are also a good one as well. If your employer didn't pay you for a year, would you still want to work for them? I can't believe Jong wants to stay there. Does he? Is it an element of him wanting to get his money back though? Maybe. Who knows? I just can't get my head around the whole situation. And Sesko, we have had a brief discussion about him as well. We feel that he's the kind of signing we should be looking at. I'm not an expert on him, but the young upcoming strikers, the young upcoming players, the talents that we can snap up while they're young, while they're early, and then even if it's a sell-on fee later on, I've heard from the chat, I think it was Curtis who said that he's one of these where we'll sign him now and in the future he'll go for like 80 million, which is positive, isn't it? So that's the kind of deal I think we should be looking at. And Sophie, thank you for reading my question about the Euros. It's great to hear from your point of view of how far it's come and how much has it improved. Absolute pleasure. Static, thank you for your question. Declan Rice is much needed, but way damn over. Exactly. I can understand why we haven't gone for him because he is overpriced, but I do think he's the kind of player. You think Donny is going to have a good season? So says the Leicester Reds. I might be controversial and unpopular when I say this, but Donny, for me, I ain't been impressed with what I've seen so far. And I'm saying so far because I'm not writing him off. Of course, I'm hoping that he comes good, but at the moment, he just seems a bit passive in games. He doesn't, and he has played a lot of the time in a weakened lineup. Let's not forget that he's played in the second half a lot of the time, where the team has been a lot weak and there's been a lot of youngsters around him. But he needs to do more. If he wants to nail down a starting spot, and if he wants to play more, he has to do more for me. He has to. I'm rooting for Donny this season, and I said he's got no excuses because he's got the manager that he obviously did so well for. He had that loan away, injuries kind of hindered that and whatnot. This season, it's a clean slate for everybody. It's a level playing field, and I do think so far that Donny has to do more. He's been too passive, and like I said, I'm not writing him off. But right now, you asking me that question right now, I'd say no. I don't think he's going to play half as much as what we expected him to. But of course, I'm rooting for him, and I hope he turns it round. But he does need to do more. He needs to influence games a lot more for me. Sophie, wouldn't it be better to win the Europa League and get back in the top four to secure Champions League? I think our main target has to be winning that Europa League. I do think that in terms of getting back into the Champions League, especially with our transfer so far, not strengthening in the midfield, I think that has to happen. Smash the likes, folks. It helps the channel. It certainly does. Please do smash the likes, folks. I'd appreciate that so much. Question: So, should our girls Ella Toon and Alessia Russo start in the semi-final? See, I would love it. Ella Toon and Russo have been my standouts, and I know I'm biased because I'm a United fan, but I do think they've literally been exceptional. I think they've been superb, and Ella Toon is just my favourite. I love her to bits. I think she's amazing, proper down-to-earth girl, United through and through, and I just couldn't be more chuffed. I tweeted that when she scored in the last game that I felt like a proud mum because I just felt absolutely over the moon for her, and I hope that continues. But it's worked so far with them players coming off the bench, the fresh legs, the energy, the changing game plan. I feel like we'll keep it the same again. They always say don't change a winning team, and I feel like that's kind of the attitude that we've had throughout this tournament, and I think it'll stay again. But them subs, the pair of them subs off the bench, let's not underestimate them. And what I like is with England, all those changes are being made early enough for the subs to have an impact as well, which Alessia and Ella Toon have done. So yeah, I would love to see them starting, but I kind of also like the idea of them coming off the bench and having the positive impact that they have had. Sophie, big up, love your football knowledge. It's so good. You could easily do what Alex Scott does. Alex Scott is exceptional. Let's not belittle that. Alex Scott is exceptional what she does. But thank you so much. I'll take that as a huge compliment, and I appreciate it. Much love to you, Ravi, and as always, thanks for the support. Hi, ladies in red. I am man in red. Yes, we are losing time on Frankie de Jong. Let us go and sign Ruben Neves, proven Premier League. Proven Premier League. I've already said it. I would snap Neves up. I know he's a lot of money, but I think it'd be worth it. And there's less risks in signing him than the likes of Frankie. Someone mentioned it earlier. Kind of has already hinted that he'd like to play at United at some point. So why not go for him? Why not go for a player who obviously openly wants to come? But I have already said it. The fact that we are clinging on to Frankie tells me that there is something there with Ten Hag and Frankie. There's got to have been some communication, because why else would we do that? Surely this club would not want to make a mug of themselves and change the player all transfer window to then lose out in the end. And I say surely because I wouldn't be surprised at the same time, because we've seen how this club has been run in terms of transfers. But I'm just hoping that there is a bit of sense in the background. But I guess time will tell. Who would your dream free United signings be? Unlimited budget men and women's teams. Ooh, good question. Good question. You know, for United ladies, this is probably going to be a random one, but I'd love Kira Walsh. I think she's run the midfield in every game in the Euros, and I'm going to say that Kira Walsh I would take. I'm just going to give you 3 in general. So there's one. One for the men's team. Bellingham, I'd put as a dream signing for me. Yeah, Bellingham. Who's another dream signing? Do I say Mbappe? Like, is that too stupid? Because I'd love Mbappe at United. I don't think that'll ever happen. Declan Rice, yeah, why not? Declan Rice, I think he'd be great in our midfield. Stupid money. You'd need an unlimited budget to get him anyway. But yeah, Ten Hag doesn't want Neves, says Supan. We don't know. We hope that there's a list in the background. Like De Jong is obviously top of that list. Hopefully underneath there. But yeah. Yeah, Bellingham was kind of my wild card, like kind of that future prospect kind of signing, but he's one that I think is a special talent. And to have him at United, I would absolutely love to see that. Yeah, De Ligt would have been a good signing as well. Bellingham is great shape, but too much. Now, unlimited budget, it was said. It was unlimited budget, so I would have gone for him. United and Barca can't make signings. Look at the latest on Koundé. Yeah, that Koundé situation has been mad. Chelsea, Barcelona wanted him. I don't know what's going on with that. Seems like he might be going to Barcelona now, but Koundé has been linked to Chelsea for almost as long as Frankie's been linked to United. I think now it's been a lot longer, to be fair. But yeah, it's been mind-numbing to say least. But guys, stay positive. Look, don't believe anything until the player is there holding the shirt up and it's confirmed, because it will drive you insane. Seeing the same recycled rumours on social media, it's not good for you. So just, yeah, relax on it. Don't stress about it. At the end of the day, life goes on, doesn't it? But hopefully we do get a midfielder soon. Hopefully the women get into the semi-finals for the Lionesses tomorrow. I'll be rooting for them from Egypt, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm feeling a bit nervous actually now I'm talking about it. But yeah, I'm rooting for them against Sweden. I'm sure we can do it. Static says, Sophie, I've been to Egypt. Cairo was very nice. I also went to a lot of pyramids and did some camel riding in the scorching heat. A great experience. A lot of fun. You will really, really enjoy a lot of Egypt. I'm really looking forward to it. I will obviously post some content so you guys can have a look at what I'm doing in Egypt and whatnot as well. But guys, yeah, like I said, there will be a few shorts videos and that uploaded, but no actual live content until I am back. So I am back next Tuesday. And yeah, I look forward to chatting to you all, letting you know how I got on, hopefully avoiding them flies, curlers, as you mentioned earlier. But yeah, please look after yourselves. Please hit a like on the video if you are new. Obviously, if I have missed your comments in the chat, just drop them afterwards. I will always reply to you guys there. And of course, hit the subscribe button on Ladies in Red. We're on 15.3k. Let's see if we can get up to 15.4. That would be great, wouldn't it? Guys, yeah, apologies for my blunder with with everything basically. I just got sidetracked with food. Yeah, what can I say? Food just distracted me. Talking about desserts, I'm a dessert girl. I told you I like chocolate, so chocky. I got sidetracked. What can I say? But guys, yeah, look after yourselves. Stay positive. I will speak to you all very soon. But until next time, take care.